What if someone told you they could own this? In 1995, they did. They patented turmeric. The same turmeric your mother used, her mother used, her mother's mother used for 4,000 years. And yet, it was now an invention. And today, it is sold back to the world under a different name. In 1995, the United States granted patent number 5401504. 6 claims. All 6 used turmeric to heal wounds. India's entire documented medical history, 2,000 years of Ayurvedic texts, was invisible to the examiner. Not because it didn't exist, because the system was not built to see it. That system is still running today, and if it worked once, it could work again. In 2500 BCE, archaeologists found residue of turmeric inside a cooking vessel near New Delhi. That is 4,500 years ago. India was cooking with turmeric while Egypt was still building the pyramids. But cooking was the least of it. Ancient India used turmeric as a food preservative, before refrigeration, before chemicals. The same root that healed wounds also kept food from spoiling. Ancient texts say it was valued more than gold. The saffron robes of Buddhist monks, in every photograph of Buddhism from Tibet to Thailand, are dyed with turmeric. Turmeric literally traveled with Buddhism across Asia. One plant. All of these purposes. For 4,500 years. Ayurvedic literature gave turmeric over 100 Sanskrit names. Jayanti, the one who is victorious over all diseases. Matrimanika, as beautiful as moonlight. Haridra, the yellow one. Your grandmother didn't know these names. She just called it haldi. But she was using a 4,500-year-old pharmaceutical system, without knowing it. Over 100 names, and the patent application called it a novel invention. By 250 BCE, the physician Sushruta had written the Sushruta Samhita, a formal medical compendium recommending turmeric for wound treatment. Topical application. Oral administration. Those are the exact 2 delivery methods claimed as a novel invention in Mississippi, 17 centuries later. The Charaka Samhita, 400 to 200 BCE, listed turmeric across 6 separate drug categories: wound treatment, skin disease, inflammation, liver, respiratory, digestive. This was not folk knowledge. This was a documented, indexed, codified medical system. Treatises, specialists, editions, documented across dozens of languages, spanning an entire subcontinent. The examiner searched none of them. In the last 25 years, scientists have published over 3,000 research papers on turmeric. 3,000 papers on one plant that Indian grandmothers have been using for 4,500 years without needing a single one of them. The science started with pain. A multi-center randomized controlled trial of 367 patients compared turmeric extract directly against ibuprofen for knee osteoarthritis. Turmeric was non-inferior for pain relief. It also caused significantly fewer gastrointestinal side effects. A meta-analysis of 11 randomized controlled trials concluded that turmeric extract was associated with better overall pain relief than NSAIDs. Your grandmother was prescribing the equivalent of ibuprofen 2,500 years before it was invented, from a plant in her garden, for free. Then it moved to memory. Among adults aged 70 to 79, the prevalence of Alzheimer's in India is 4.4 times lower than in the United States. A UCLA study found that daily turmeric consumption improved memory and reduced amyloid plaque buildup in the brain over 18 months. Indians consume turmeric daily, through haldi in every meal, through haldi dudes before bed. There was a reason that tradition survived 4,500 years, and it kept going. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-cancer properties under active investigation, cardiovascular benefits, liver protection, depression, diabetes management. The grandmother was right about all of it. Science just needed 4,500 years to catch up, and then someone tried to own it. December 28, 1993. 2 Indian-born scientists at the University of Mississippi Medical Center filed patent application 08/174363. 6 claims. All 6 use turmeric to heal wounds, oral or topical, including surgical wounds, including body ulcers. One of them later said this, on the record. We stated clearly that it was a traditional medicine, but no investor would fund a traditional remedy without patent protection. They were not wrong about the system they were inside. The system could not recognize knowledge unless it was written in its language. The USPTO examiner searched English language databases, found no prior art, granted the patent, the Sushruta Samhita, the Charaka Samhita, 32 references in Sanskrit, Urdu and Hindi. All of it real, all of it documented, none of it visible. They did not need India to be wrong. They only needed India to be invisible. When news reached India, Dr. R.R. Mashelkar of CSIR understood what was at stake. Not turmeric, the entire system. If a 4,500-year-old practice could be patented because it was never published in English, then every piece of India's traditional knowledge was permanently vulnerable. CSIR assembled 32 documentary references, ancient Sanskrit texts, a journal article from 1953, translated them, annotated them, filed them with the USPTO. Total cost to India, approximately $10,000. In April 1998, the USPTO cancelled all 6 claims. Their own finding, an old art of healing wounds. An old art. The Patent Office of the United States formally acknowledged that what they had granted was an old art. The university's own CFO said the university knew of the touchy political issues, but acted for financial reasons. The university's CFO described a 4,500-year tradition as a touchy political issue. India won the legal battle, and they still lost the money. India won the patent case in 1998. The story disappeared from the international press within a week, and something much quieter began. That different name, you've probably seen it on a shelf. Look at those labels. Most of them do not say turmeric. They say curcumin. Curcumin is the active compound in turmeric. Every Indian grandmother who added haldi to warm milk knew without a laboratory that it worked. But curcumin sounds like a discovery. Turmeric sounds like a kitchen spice. So Western brands did not sell turmeric. They sold curcumin extract, priced as a pharmaceutical breakthrough. The ingredient did not change. The origin was erased. The price multiplied. Knowledge became branding. And branding became profit. Today, the global turmeric market is worth $5.86 billion, projected to cross $10 billion by 2033. North America accounts for nearly 40% of the global curcumin supplement market. The farmer in Erode who grows this root receives approximately 70 rupees per kilogram, less than $1. That same kilogram, processed and repackaged as curcumin extract, generates 10 to 15 times that value at retail. No patent is needed for this arrangement. No courtroom, no legal violation of any kind. You simply rename the thing, remove its origin, price it as a discovery, and it runs quietly every day. Now that you understand what this plant is worth to the people selling it, here is what it is worth to the people who grew it. Turmeric produces no seeds. It is a sterile plant. It cannot reproduce on its own. Every single turmeric plant that exists in the world today exists because a human being planted it by hand. That means the only reason turmeric exists in your kitchen, in those supplement bottles, in every curry ever made, is because Indian farmers have been planting it by hand every season for 4,500 years. Without them, it disappears forever. The plant is not impressive to look at. About 1 meter tall, large green leaves, small yellow flowers. Nothing about it suggests what is inside. Underground, the rhizome turns everything it touches permanently yellow. The yellow on your fingers after cooking, the yellow on your cutting board, the yellow that does not wash out. India's mark on the world is the same. It does not wash out. India grows approximately 80% of the world's turmeric. The city of Erode in Tamil Nadu is the turmeric capital of the world. This plant has always been free to anyone willing to put it in the ground. The plant that those supplement brands are selling back to you for $30 a bottle has always been free. It just needed someone to plant it. India understood something after the turmeric case and built something no country had built before. Winning individual cases was not enough. the system would keep generating new ones. You had to make the knowledge visible before the patent was filed. In 2001, India launched the Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, the TKDL. 34 million pages of documented Indian knowledge, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Yoga, translated into English, French, German, Spanish, and Japanese. Its one purpose: to appear in the prior art search before the patent is granted. Hundreds of patent applications blocked before they ever reached a courtroom. In May 2024, after 2 decades of India pushing for it, WIPO adopted the GRATK Treaty, the first international agreement requiring patent applicants to disclose the origin of traditional knowledge they are using. The treaty is not yet in force. The battle is still running, but the fight that started with turmeric changed international law. And somewhere right now, a grandmother is still adding haldi to warm milk. Your grandmother was not practicing folk medicine. She was practicing a 4,000-year-old pharmaceutical tradition, and a US patent could not erase it. The system tried to own it. She gave it away for free. This is Indus Revealed, the history they didn't translate. Every week, one story. Subscribe and ask yourself, if they tried to patent haldi, what else did they try to own?